Hi everyone. I have a new stamp from Sunny Studios. This is sponsored by the Not Too Shabby Shop. I will link the stamp set and the link to the Not Too Shabby Shop down in the description. There's also a discount code you can use. And I thought it'd be fun to kind of color this in or paint it in with brushes today. So I have a piece of this. I got this watercolor pad from Chocola. You may have seen me use their markers before. The markers work great on Bristol, but when I was trying to watercolor on this pad with them, it just didn't blend so nicely for me. So I thought, well, let me try this with brushes. So I have a couple of different colors of brushes here. I have, let's just put them in this palette. Alzarian Crimson, which is a nice deep fuchsia. Put a couple of blobs of that. I have lime green and moss green and some turquoise. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is stamp the image out. Let me just put some water in these little pots here. Palette. Okay. And I have this cut down to 5 by 3 3/4. This is a pretty heavy cardstock. It says it's 200 pound. It does have a textured side and the smooth side. Because I'm going to be stamping, I'm going to use the smooth side. The stamp set is called Pink Peonies. So it's high quality photopolymer, so it's not the cheapy silicone, and I'm going to be stamping with archival ink. Probably should be using my Misty so I can get a nice dark impression, but I'm just trying to do this fairly quickly. And let's do a little bud. I like this little bud here. Oh, here comes one of the kids. And I'm just going to add some foliage in here. All right, and let's get to coloring this in. Oh, we have my niece Brittany. Say hi, Brittany.
Hello.
I can tell you that this paper does soak up the color pretty quickly, so it's going to be pretty easy to layer these colors in. Another kid? Say hi, Xavier.
What?
Say hi.
Hi.
Oh, I should have got a yellow out. I didn't need a yellow out. I'll go in and add yellow later for the center of the flowers.
What are you making?
Card.
What kind of card?
Oh, there's 2 thank you cards right there for you to fill out for your aunt and your grandma. So why don't you do those?
Are you making a birthday card?
Who needs a birthday card?
I don't know. Or like, I don't know card.
You know somebody that needs a birthday card?
No, what kind of card are you? Okay.
I'm just making a card.
No, there is this one person's birthday tomorrow, but I don't think they need a card.
Oh. Everybody needs birthday cards.
Not this person. This person's got too many cards.
Would this person be the best mom you ever had?
I don't know, but on YouTube she goes by the name of Nancy Stamp.
You don't think she's going to want a birthday card from her kids?
No.
Oh. She should make her own birthday cards. Stop aggravating your sister, please. Come on, stop. Please tell me that other people go through this on a daily basis. So now I just went in with the moss green and I'm adding some of the lime green and very quickly doing the leaves while we wait for that pink to set in. I can actually go in with them. Okay, now I'm going to dilute my pink so that it's lighter. And then we will be done here. This is so quick and easy to do. So really simple, just adding the colors. Now, the other way you can do this is the wet method by getting them wet and then dropping the Brusho crystals in there and watching them bleed. We could try doing that just to make it a little darker. Let me see here. I'm just going to add this back into the pink and really make it a dark pink. And what I'm going to do differently is just make the petal wet. But because this watercolor paper is so thick and heavy, I don't know how much it's going to bleed. We'll see here. Yeah, it just soaks right in, but it still looks pretty. If you ever watch the Tons videos, she does a great job with this method. So you take a wet brush. I'm going to get a clean one here. just pre-moisten those petals. And then go in with the darker color and just drop it, and you'll see it spread on its own. I think that looks more true to how a peony looks. I love peonies until I found out so do ants. So now I'm like, okay, they can stay in the garden. Do not bring them in the house now. That's really pretty. Let's just finish these two up and then we'll be all done here. It is easier if you do one petal at a time and work kind of quickly because of how fast this watercolor paper soaks up that water and dries out. So if you just do one petal at a time, it's going to bloom quicker, but also you're not going to get any ink into the next petal, so it kind of stays in the area that you want it. And it is easier if you have one clean brush and one brush dedicated to the color. If you feel like you're losing some of that color intensity, just go back in, re-wet it, and recolor it. That looks much better doing it that way. But yeah, go watch Effie's videos on the ton. She does beautiful brush show coloring like this. I think she uses color bursts, but same effect. Okay, and then all we're gonna do for the background is take the larger water brush, going to very heavily paint the background around my flowers, trying to kind of avoid my flowers. But I want a big wash of water. I want that to be very heavily saturated. I'm going to grab some of that blue and just kind of drop that in very randomly. And you'll see that it will bloom and spread on its own. You really don't need to do too much. Again, if it's too dark, too harsh, add more water. And the other thing I like to do, and I learned this from my friend Christina, who does a lot of watercoloring. She's at the Purple Lake Stamps, if you want to check out her blog and YouTube, is you just take a dry brush or a dry paper towel and kind of bunch it up and then lift some of that out of the way. And what it will do is not only will it lift the color, but it kind of gives this cloudy look, very ethereal cloud look. And then anywhere where you think it needs more, just go back in and re-wet it. Again, dab that out of the way. And you get this beautiful kind of cloud look. So that's it. Pretty simple. It has a beautiful sentiment, but what I'm going to do is let this heat set. Actually, we can just dry it with the brushes. You can let dry, and you can just add more water to them when you want to reactivate them or make a couple of different cards. Let me heat set this with the heat tool. Will flatten itself out once it's dried. Okay, so I have the sentiment, which is Best Wishes. I am going to use the VersaFine Clair. That's because it is a darker ink. It's going to be really, really black. I don't really need to have it dry right away, so I can give it a second. I should put this in my Misty. Let me stamp this off. Not bad. Okay. This is why I don't use paper towels to clean my stamps. Ah, smart girl using the Misty. Somehow I knew I was going to have an issue with that. one more time. All right, that looks pretty good, but I think we can do one more thing to make this stand out. Okay, so where I missed coloring, you can take a Copic multi-liner or any thin waterproof black pen. Even, let's see, I got a new jelly roll. Let's use this quick. That is not the new jelly roll. That is the old jelly roll. Here we go. Oh, that's so new. It still has the little bubble on the end. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, that's nice and thick. So what you can do is and I'm only going to do this on the main flower so that it really sticks out. Normally I would restamp it if I had it in my Misty, but this is what laziness costs me, so now I'm going to do it this way, but it really will look cool. And this is the Sakura Glaze. My head's not in the way. This is really easy to do. Or like I said, use a Copic multi-liner or a micro liner. You know, just make sure that it is waterproof in case this isn't completely dried. You don't want that to smear. Okay, that looks good. I like how that really pops now. And the last thing I want to do is I feel like it needs some gold sparkle. And then we'll let it dry and we'll be done. So, what do I have that has gold sparkle? I just smacked the brush-os and they spilled on the desk. See? This is what happens. We're good. We're good. It's not an emergency. I got this. See? Just like you guys. All right. Gold shimmer. Nance. Keep your eye on the ball. I know. Got it. I got it. I'm going to be doing some splattering here, so gotta clean up the desk. Okay, so these are the Fine Tech Calligraphy Pearl colors. I like the golds in here. And again, just going to take my little distress sprayer. I like this one here. I don't know what the name of it is. I'm going to grab a regular paintbrush. That one is called Inca Gold. All right, want to get that nice and saturated, and then move this out of the way, and we can flick like that. Or if you like doing it the other way, where you just pounce some of the color on here and then flick like this, you can do either way. And then I'm going to paint in here with some of that gold. All right, so there we go. We are all done with this card. Once again, the name of the stamp set is Pink Peonies from Sunny Studio Stamps. Very easy to color. Love the sentiment. It is from Not Too Shabby Shop. Look down in the description while I will have everything linked for you, and also the discount code you can get for using my link. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Once again, thanks for watching and keep on stamping. Bye-bye.